My name is Shannon Kanpp, and I'm a natural life trainer and with Horse Sense of the Carolinas. We've been getting a number of questions about how do we center ourselves before going in to connect with our horses, before going in to work with clients. So what do we do to kind of set the stage for a good, healthy connection with our horses as we're either working with clients or doing our own personal work with horses? And so one of the practices that I tend to use quite a bit is just a simple grounding meditation activity that includes three parts. So we want to talk about both sensory input. I want to check in with sensory input. And by sensory, I mean like I hear the sound of the water. I see the gnats like circling around me. I can feel them buzzing. I can feel a slight breeze. All of those kinds of things. The sensory pieces, my five senses. I want to check in with that. I also want to check in with the feeling sense, like the feelings as in emotions. We tend to be kind of sloppy with our language where we use the term feeling when we really mean sensing. So I just invite you to pay attention to that and notice it so that you can become aware of it and you can help your clients become aware of it as well. It's not a bad thing, it's just, we keep using the term feeling when we actually mean sensing. So, but I'm going to check in with how I'm feeling. Am I tired? Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I anxious? How am I feeling, right? And then I'm also going to check in with my thoughts. So am I thinking about what I'm going to do later today? Am I thinking about an agenda that I have? Am I thinking about my plans for the weekend, right? So what are my thoughts? So just touching base with them, not so much to try and change anything, but just knowing where I am right now, like knowing where my feet are under me right here and now before I step in to engage with a horse or a client or both. So that's just one thing that you can do to kind of still and center before and kind of collect yourself before going in. And it doesn't have to be a long process. This isn't like 10 minutes of levitating and crossed legs and all. It's not that at all. It's just taking, like 1 minute of quiet, focused time to check in with each of those things, the senses. What am I sensing? I sense I can hear birds. Again, I've got that nice little sweet breeze. It's June 1st in North Carolina. I can't believe I've got this sweet breeze in June, right? So it's a really, really lovely kind of spring morning. And then my feeling, I'm feeling kind of happy. Right now, it's a Friday. We've got a veterans group coming to the farm. Pretty excited about that. And I've got a lot of mop-up work to do for the business and taking care of this, that, and the other. I feel really good going into the weekend. So I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling calm and contented. And then, what am I thinking? I'm thinking about what needs doing. And I'm thinking about this video. I'm thinking, am I doing a good job? Right? All those voices that come into your head. So I have a sense of who I am, and I have a sense of what I'm getting ready to do. So we'll go ahead and stop here, and then I'll go in with the horse, and we'll pick up what do we do when we show up in the presence of horses. So now that I've gotten myself centered, or gotten reasonably in touch with myself, right? I'm doing the best that I can at any given time. I'm going to turn those same three kind of ideas and questions into looking at the horse. So what is he sensing, feeling, or thinking? So he's sensing movement. He's turned his head over there a couple of times. He's sensing it. He's also licking and chewing a little bit, right? He feels, undoubtedly, I would assume, the pressure of me turning and facing him. And so I'm also looking at, does he look like he feels safe? Because before I go in and enter into a relationship with him, if he were tearing around this pen at breakneck speed and trying to jump the fence, that's not safe for either of us, so I'm not going to enter into it. But it does look like he's feeling calm. The movement of his feet is rhythmic, right? So I'm reading that and saying, okay, rhythmic pattern movement, which tells me about the insides. So I feel like brainstem, diencephalon on board, moving pretty well, moving pretty smoothly. All of those things are happening. Limbic-wise, he's over here. He's also taking a poop, right? So, things moving, that's a good thing. So he's over here, and he looks like he's, to some degree, maybe asking a question of this relationship. And that question might be, when are you going to take me over to my stall so I can have some food? Or it may be, would you scratch my butt? Right? And at this point, all I'm doing is guessing based on his physiology. But he doesn't seem like he's unable to reach his neocortex. He seems like he can get there. We've got some licking and chewing, checking in again over here, like when are you gonna do something useful for me in this relationship? Because I need to get my needs met too. And he's being appropriate in his request. He's not coming over the fence at me and saying, you will do this. And so I think it's probably appropriate to go in and connect with him in that space. So this is the space that we occupy together when he's in the present moment and I'm in the present moment. And it's a misnomer to say that horses are always in the present moment. This horse can tell that it's getting close to feeding time, right? He knows what's coming. He knows what happens before what happens. Right? So just a little practice before you go in and connect with your horse, or just go in and occupy space. Right? Nothing more formal, nothing more complicated than just this. All right.